The state of Ohio has some mixed messaging. Their slogan is the heart of it all, or find it here. I guess it's both. But in Ohio, we can find it all here. In Ohio, we have a constitutional amendment, Article 1, Section 21, that disallows from any governing body to force any Ohio citizen to subject themselves to medical procedures, medications, insurances, you name it. The Ohio Constitution was disregarded by the governor and all other executive officers, including the Supreme Court of Ohio. Ohio was the first state in U.S. history to be caught rigging elections on electronic machines. Ohio was the first state to have a Secretary of State that created a partnership with the World Economic Forum for Jobs Ohio. And Ohio is on track to be the first state to deploy internet-based elections. Cleveland is hailed as the first 15-minute city in America. Agenda 2030 is here. Find it here in Ohio, an alleged red state.
In democracies, wars are a result of lies. And why one might think that that should lead us to a state of despair, it should lead us also to an optimistic understanding. Because if wars can be started by lies, peace can be started by truth.
Rigged elections depict the death of a nation. To sustain the falsities as truth, those that rig the elections propagate disinformation, manipulate public opinion, and punish those that speak up. These activities damage the credibility of critical institutions, including the media, judiciary, law enforcement, and electoral bodies. A weakened institutional framework can lead to chaos, making it difficult for a nation to function effectively, and in turn, destabilizes a nation. This is a dire threat to our national security, and our presence in the global arena since 2021 has weakened us from world power to third world nation. GEMS, Global Election Management System, is a weapon of mass destruction created with our tax dollars in the United States of America. Julian Assange has been in prison and he is facing a dire fate if extradited. But why was he arrested during critical U.S. elections after over a decade of accurate reporting? Remember Bradley Manning? He shared information of war crimes. What happened to him? His name is now Chelsea Manning.
Thank you.
Enough said. Let's not forget, under the Obama-Biden administration, Hillary Clinton proposed to kill a journalist for providing evidence of war crimes. She called for a drone strike on Julian Assange. Why?
This question about countries spying on each other, we know, in fact, it is the United States National Security Agency that is the most aggressive spyer on other nations. And we have obtained evidence, which we will publish in due course, about U.S. intelligence agencies interfering in European elections.
If our past administrations have employed such weapons of mass destruction to conquer, manipulate, and subjugate other countries for decades, one must recognize the potential for those in power to turn such methods against their own.
Insurrectionists, domestic terrorists.
Ohio, 2004. The elections were rigged. Servers were exploded in Tennessee, just like in Nashville, Tennessee after the 2020 elections. But everyone forgot about the 2004 elections because the star witness died in a plane crash. Ukraine, a rigged election. I know. I helped. They stopped counting in the middle of the night after a summer of love. Or shall I say, winter of love. in wars, conflicts and wars are not solely fought with traditional kinetic weapons like guns and cannons. Over the past 4 decades, non-kinetic forms of warfare, such as disinformation campaigns, cyber attacks, and manipulating public opinion, also known as psychological operations, have shifted from covert tactics to overt strategies. In the realm of subjugating any government, the mainstream media is the preemptive or first strike weapon. A first strike weapon is a weapon that aims to gain the upper hand or neutralize the enemy's capabilities before they can respond effectively.
Robert Biden Jr. do solemnly swear.
Are we not a nation of self-governed free people that elect representatives? Isn't the First Amendment about free speech? Is our vote not a representative of our free speech? Then why would our installed government deny us the right to question them? Why deny us transparency and the ability to see the counting of the votes that are conducted in a black box with software that is privy to corporations and global governments on our dime? When you are disallowed to question those that you have elected, you suddenly realize they have been selected and invisible chains bind you. This is not a matter of left or right. It is a matter of freedom and slavery. In 2023, instead of whips and chains, they wield taxes as tools, surveilling our language and thoughts, controlling our well-being and economic sustenance, telling us we will own nothing and be happy, passing state laws making liquefying human remains for fertilizer legal, all while covertly aiming to cull the population. It's terrifying. Our founding fathers penned the Second Amendment second for a reason, to defend the First Amendment. We demonstrate the First Amendment every year in the form of our vote. When you can't prove a machine is miscounting votes or can't prove it is counting them accurately, then why are we using it? Isn't our constitutionally protected right to voice our opinions and grievances not the foundation of our nation? In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. But we are in the age of disinformation, therefore demanding transparency from those with arbitrary power is necessary.